Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm Eric Jones, Chief of Police for the Stockton Police Department, and welcome to the Stockton PD. Today is an exciting day for us because we're promoting these individuals to the rank of Police Sergeant. And as you can see by how full this room is and how full the hall's out, that you obviously mean a lot to somebody. No, you've got family and friends, peers and colleagues here, and so that says a lot about who you are. And the fact that you three are promoting today makes us all proud here at Stockton PD. We all know that the sergeant is a very, very important and critical role of the police department, and I would argue the most important role, because we at the command level make policy, set direction, goals, and objectives for the department, but where it all really happens is the leadership at the line level where the rubber meets the road. The sergeant truly directs how their shift is going to operate, and you have a very, very important role, especially in mentoring and directing and guiding and supervising our officers. So I will start with Gabriel Guerrero, and for each of the three, I will talk a little bit about them. I'll then pass them their badge. They'll have somebody pin it on, and then they'll each get to say a few words. But let's start with Sergeant Guerrero, effective today. So Gabriel Guerrero, promoting to Sergeant July 5th, 2017. He was hired by the Stockton Police Department as a lateral police officer on December 17th of 2007. As a police officer, he held the following assignments. He worked in patrol. He was an FTO, a field training officer, a K-9 officer. He was also on the critical incident investigations team. Officer Guerrero, former Officer Guerrero, earned his intermediate and advanced post certificates. Over the years, he has received special recognition from his supervisors, peers, and other agencies for his fine service. And here are just a few of those highlights. In October 2014, Gabriel Guerrero responded to a report of a barricaded suspect who threatened to shoot the police. Officer Guerrero was assigned as the leader of the arrest team. He effectively organized and led a team of officers who were able to effect an arrest safely and without incident. Officer Guerrero's experience, leadership skills, and teamwork resulted in bringing this potentially dangerous situation to a peaceful conclusion. Another example, in September of 2013, Gabriel Guerrero was among a group of officers called to investigate a possible domestic violence and false imprisonment allegation. The suspect was in a state of altered consciousness and had an extensive history of belligerence toward law enforcement. The suspect began assaulting some of the officers and from that point on became completely irrational and extraordinarily violent, making it almost impossible to subdue him. All of the officers on scene exercised exceptional restraint despite dealing with an experienced combatant who was under the influence of methamphetamine and refused to cease fighting with them. They were successfully able to bring this incident to a safe conclusion. And in July of 2012, Gabriel, along with other officers, responded to an officer-involved shooting. The incident began as a call advising a female had been shot in the leg. Officers located the suspect on the freeway, and a pursuit ensued. During the pursuit, the suspects shot at the officers involved in that pursuit. Officers ended the vehicle pursuit when they engaged the suspects. 3 suspects were subsequently arrested, and 5 weapons were confiscated. This was an extremely complex incident with 5 crime scenes, numerous suspects and witnesses, and countless pieces of evidence. All involved officers did an exceptional job managing the incident. These, again, are just a few examples. So, Gabe, on behalf of the Stockton Police Department, it is my pleasure to announce your promotion to the rank of Sergeant. Congratulations.
So I'm going to do this right. All right. So I want to start off by thanking Chief Jones and the command staff for this exciting opportunity. Congratulations to Sergeant Kiltel, Sergeant Thurlow. I started my career off in 2003 as a police officer in the city of Antioch and worked there for a little over 4 years. I learned a lot over there, but it just wasn't home. In 2007, I became a member of the Stockton Police Department and have loved it ever since. I was born and raised here in the city of Stockton. Growing up in South Stockton was an experience, and I just want to take the time to thank my parents, Steve and Patricia Guerrero, who are here today, for providing support and being that role model that helped and inspired me to get to this point. To my dad, I can remember way back when you worked for Loomis Armored Car, to watch you put on that uniform and vest every day encouraged me to get into this profession. It's kind of funny because now and then when I'm in that locker room putting on my uniform, I catch myself thinking of you and how much of a positive influence you have been in my life. Thank you very much. Being in the law enforcement profession can be challenging and a difficult job at times. I am truly blessed to have the support of my loving wife, Erica, and my two beautiful daughters, Jacqueline and Aaliyah. Thank you for always being there when I need you, and you are the reason I do this job. I love you guys. As many of you already know, I have a twin brother, Alex, who is also a sergeant here at the Stockton Police Department. He's not here today because for some reason he thought a trip to Cabo would be more exciting than this. I don't know, but I had to put that out there because I know he's going to watch this later on. I just want to say that I appreciate him for helping me through the testing process and for continually being there to help me out. During my time here, I've had the opportunity to work with some of the best guys in the business. So that I don't forget anybody, thank you to all the folks that I've closely worked with. Detective Mohammed, Detective Carter, thank you for taking care of me while working those long hours on the graveyard shift. To my fellow canine handlers, thank you for being here today. I know you guys have training today, but taking the time out means a lot to me. Working as a canine handler has probably been one of the most challenging yet rewarding assignments that I've had as an officer. And I look forward to continue working with you and lead the team in a positive direction. I also want to give a special thank you to Carol Petre and her family for attending today. I met Carol a few years ago while dropping off my canine partner at Sierra Vet. Carol expressed her appreciation for the Stockton Police Department and its canine unit. Since then, she and her family have attended all our canine events, and we appreciate her ongoing support for the canine unit and the Stockton Police Department. It's people like you that make us realize how much support we have out there in the community. I want to thank Sergeant Mosier, Sergeant Burrell, and Lieutenant Telly for your encouragement and motivation to take the next step to take the sergeant's test and get the position. Thanks again for everybody attending, and thank you to my family and friends who I didn't mention, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
Next, we have Stephen Kilthau, also promoting to sergeant today, effective July 5th, 2017. I get to read a little bit about his career, again, just a small snapshot, and then we'll hear from him. Steve was hired by SPD as a police officer on December 18th of 2000. As an officer, he held the following assignments. He was in patrol, he was an FTO, field training officer, an SRO, school resource officer. He's worked with the mobile command post, the crisis negotiations team, and the rifle team. Officer Kilthau has earned his intermediate and advanced post certificates. Over the years, he has received special recognition from his supervisors, peers, other agencies, and here, again, are just some highlights of his career. On May 19th, 2015, Steve was dispatched on a suicidal female call. He was the first officer to arrive on scene and located a female juvenile hanging over the side of an overpass. He went to the top of the overpass to make contact and found the female subject making motions to indicate that she was going to jump. Another officer arrived soon after, and the two officers quickly established a rapport with the juvenile, eventually convincing her to climb back over the railing and to safety. Both officers did a remarkable job in bringing this incident to a safe conclusion and likely saving her life. On February 18th of 2009, then supervising Deputy District Attorney Michael Mulvihill wrote a letter to then Assistant Chief of Police thanking a group of officers, including Officer Kilthau, for their assistance on one of his cases. The case involved a gang member shooting and killing. The trial lasted 2 months, during which time involved gang members attended court for the purpose of threatening and intimidating witnesses. Through the hard work of all involved employees, the case resulted in the jury finding the suspect guilty of second-degree murder with special circumstances, weapons, and gang enhancements. Deputy District Attorney Mulvihill praised the police departments, including Steve Kilthau, for an outstanding job in that case. Another example, on July 3rd of 2008, Steve and his partner responded to a large apartment fire. Upon their arrival, one complex was entirely engulfed in flames. The two officers started to evacuate residents in the complex. A female was located in one of the apartments that was on fire. She was inside the apartment next to a window, so the two officers assisted the female by lifting her out of the apartment through the window and helping her to a safe area. Both officers then continued to assist firefighters with evacuating the remaining apartments. The Stockton Fire Department Battalion Chief expressed his gratitude for their assistance during this dangerous incident, and on September 27, 2008, the Stockton Fire Chief honored both of our officers at the Fire Department retirement dinner and presented them with plaques for their valuable assistance. Again, these are just a few examples of his outstanding service to our community. So, Steve Kilthau, on behalf of the Stockton Police Department, it's my honor to announce your rank to your promotion to the rank of Police Sergeant. Congratulations.
Mine's at page and a half too, but the font is really big, so. Chief Jones has been to a couple of my Sentinel and cadet ceremonies, so he knows I like to keep it short, 30, 45 minutes tops, and we'll be out of here. Thank you, Chief Jones, deputy chiefs, command staff, friends, and family for coming to this special event. I got interested in law enforcement when I lived in Southern California. I went on a ride-along with a friend of mine. It was 15 minutes of excitement and 9 hours and 45 minutes of boredom. I went home and told my wife, this is what I want to do. She has been supportive, and more than that, made this all possible. She's also the one that encouraged me to promote. She's been my rock during my 16 years here at the department and our 20 years of marriage. I'm convinced that I would not be here without her, and I look forward to our partnership in this next step of our lives. I'd have her stand, but I'd pay for it later. 3 of my 4 children are here. My oldest son is serving in the Air Force and was also a junior cadet with this department before he graduated high school. Officers' children have to sacrifice as well. Shift work keeps us from making it to all of their events. My kids never complained, and we found other ways to be involved in each other's lives. They are resilient, and I'm very proud of all of them. My mother and father are also here, along with my aunt and my brother, my sister, and her husband. I've had the opportunity to be in the audience for a few of these ceremonies, and I can tell you the view from up here is very different. It's exciting and humbling. Chief Jones, thank you for this opportunity to continue to give back to my community. As thankful as I am for this promotion, I am more grateful to be able to continue my work in my city. My family moved here when I was 10, and except for a few years in college, I've lived in Stockton since then. I still live in this city and am excited to see the growth that it has achieved. This speech is already getting longer than I expected, so I'll just reiterate with my gratitude to my wife and family for all their support throughout the years. Thank you to every member of this department that has been there for advice and guidance. And a final thank you to Chief Jones for entrusting me to help lead this department. Thank you.
Matthew Thurlow, also promoting to sergeant, today effective July 5th, 2017. Matt was hired by Stockton PD as a police officer trainee on July 16th of 2003. He graduated from the police academy on December 6th of 2003. As a police officer, Matt held the following assignments. He worked in patrol. He was an FTO, field training officer, a CPO, community police officer, part of the mobile field force, and also on the recruiting team. Officer Thurlow has earned his intermediate and advanced post certificates. Over the years, Matt has received special recognition, again, from his colleagues, peers, other agencies, and here are just a few highlights from Matt's career. In 2013, we received a thank you letter from a member of the Tuolumne County Board of Supervisors thanking SPD and their responding team, including Officer Matt Thurlow, for their public safety assistance during the rim fire emergency. The fire devastated over 257,000 acres and was the third largest wildfire in California history. Thousands of residents received evacuation advisories, and those who assisted in this effort put their own safety to help others affected by such an overwhelming natural disaster. In October 2005, Matt Thurlow and his partner were dispatched to meet a citizen regarding a recent homicide investigation involving a suspect who abandoned a newborn. The citizen stated she had information about the identity of the suspect. After speaking with the citizen, the officers were able to determine where the actual crime scene was and possible locations for the suspect. They continued to assist detectives throughout the night by checking numerous addresses for the suspect, who was not located that night, but soon after turned herself in to authorities. All involved officers did an outstanding job in resolving this case. Matt Thurlow has also been a very valuable member of the Stockton PD recruiting team. His positive attitude, professionalism, willingness to assist others, and high level of attention to detail have been a huge asset in meeting our personnel hiring goals, especially given the serious personnel shortfall our department has recently experienced. So Matt, on behalf of the Stockton Police Department, it's my pleasure to announce your promotion to the rank of sergeant. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chief Jones, for all your kind words, and thank you to the rest of the command staff for this exciting opportunity. Congratulations also to my fellow new sergeants, Sergeants Gabe Guerrero and Steve Kiltow. I'd also like to thank everyone for taking time out of their busy days to join us here today. So my guests today, my parents, Mike and Audrey Thurlow, they're kind of separated, just crowded in here. Raised me with a great set of morals and values to help me become the person I am today. My mother-in-law, Claudia Hegwer, is here today. Pretty much the best mother-in-law anyone could really ask for. My sister-in-law, Kara Hufford, and my niece, Lauren, and Brandon, my favorite, probably my number one fan. They made it here today all the way from Seattle. Steve and Elisa Nicolau, thank you for coming today. As well as Tony Weiss and Derek DeVries. And even my neighbors growing up made it today. Retired lieutenant from the Alameda County Sheriff's Department, Bill Mather in the back, and his wife, Virginia. And Dave Wells actually made it today. Took some time off from catching bad guys. And of course, I can't forget my beautiful wife, Deborah, and my amazing daughter, Molly, in the back there. All of us in law enforcement know the importance of having a good, strong family. They've had to endure long, unconventional work hours, countless missed holidays, birthdays, anniversaries, and other events. So thank you for being behind us. Over the course of my career, I've had an opportunity to work with some great people that have had an influence on my career and have helped me to make me who I am today. I've gotten to work with a good friend of mine, Esteban Arrieta. I haven't seen him here today. He's the source of a lot of good and bad stories. Gotten to spend 3 years working with Marty Miramontes in the back, who's here with his wife, Rose. And most recently, I've got to work with some amazing people in the administrative services. Captain Jernigan, Lieutenant Rigo, Sergeant Snyder, who I don't see here today, Burrell, and Lieutenant Bedford, I don't think he's here. And all the officers I've worked with up here, Officers Edens, Morin, Crawford, Smith, and Hernandez, who's in the back, who's now a sergeant as well. And of course, my office roommate, Susie Zaragoza, in the back. The source and recipient of many pranks around the office. One of the great things I've done is worked with the Mobile Field Force team, where Lieutenant Bedford's done a great job of promoting leadership within his team. I believe I'm the 6th member of our team to promote to sergeant in recent years, and there should be one more on the way. Finally, I'd like to thank all the people that took the time to help me study for the sergeant's exam and offer their advice. I'm proud to be a part of the Stockton Police Department, and I'm proud to work with my sworn and civilian brothers and sisters in law enforcement. And I'm looking forward to taking on the challenges this new position will present to me. Thank you.
So these three sergeants are really outstanding examples of bringing credibility to the rank. You've got a lot of experience, high amount of integrity and ethics, and it's a very proud day for the entire Stockton Police Department. We're very proud of all three of you. Let's give them one more round of applause, please. It was no easy task, the studying, the test. You, family, friends, you know what I'm talking about. So I just ask you, please continue to support them in their endeavors as a supervisor, and know that they are where they are today because of you, your love and support. So again, thank you, everybody, and please, all of us, come up and congratulate them. Thank you.